Now today we want to start a new thing. Distortionless transmission of signal through filter in its passband. So I think you know what do you mean by a passband? Okay, stop band or attenuation band. Let's recapitulate it a little bit. Consider that we have one filter. Okay, first we see one filter. What is a filter? It is a continuous time LTI system. Okay, continuous time LTI system. Now when we apply some input xt, we get some output yt, and ht is the impulse response of the filter. Then yt equal to the convolution between impulse response and input. Now if we apply Fourier transform, we get xj omega. The Fourier transform of ht is hj omega, and Fourier transform of yt is yj omega. And it can be proved that yj omega is the multiplication of hj omega and xj omega. Right? So therefore we can write our hj omega is the Fourier transform of output by Fourier transform of input. Now this hj omega, it is having some magnitude mod of hj omega, okay, and angle phi omega. That is a phase angle, phase. So if we plot mod of h omega versus omega, this is called a magnitude response or amplitude response. This is magnitude response or amplitude response of the filter. So this is nothing but the gain at any particular frequency omega. That plot is actually present here. So one such plot can be something like, ideally, say this is a plot. This is ideal response. But the practical response can be something like this one. So this is real or practical response. So ideal response and practical response of any filter. So this region, so here the gain of the filter is some k. So okay, so this is the example of a low pass filter. A low pass filter here. It's amplitude response or magnitude response. There is a certain range of frequency where gain of the filter is quite high. Gain of the filter is quite high. So when we apply any input whose input frequency is lying in that particular range, okay, then that input amplitude will be multiplied by a high gain of the filter, and our output will be available. So we can say that input frequency easily passes through the filter and is available at the output. So output is actually equal to the gain k into the amplitude of input when our input frequency is lying in that range. This range is called the passband. Passband. And when the input frequency is higher than some frequency, we say that omega c, this is called actually, cutoff frequency. Cutoff frequency, then the gain of the filter becomes quite low. So the input amplitude will be multiplied by a low gain, okay, and then we get some output which is quite low, okay, and we can easily neglect, okay. When frequency is even higher, the gain is practically zero, so we don't get any output. So we can say that that particular signal whose frequency is above the cutoff frequency is rejected by the filter. Is rejected by the filter. So this range of frequency is called, okay, stop band or attenuation band. Stop band or attenuation band of the filter. Okay. Now consider one input signal xt. So just I am drawing it. Okay, I am drawing it. So xt versus t, which is coming something like this particular thing. This is, okay, that this is our input and that is some a. So that is one thing, input signal. Now if we decompose this input signal xt in terms of Fourier series, it's a periodic signal, so we can decompose into various frequency components or harmonics. Actually we will get that various frequency components. First we get x0, the zero frequency component, which is nothing but the DC component, which amounts to be a, some value a, constant. Okay. Now what happens? We just identify, if we compute its Fourier series, we will get something that is x1t, the fundamental frequency. Then we will get what? Something like a sine wave or cosine wave, whatever it may be. For this type of signal, we are getting a sine wave. So that is a fundamental frequency. For this signal, if we compute our second harmonic component, may be zero. Don't think that it will be always zero. For this signal, I know practically that it is zero because I have already found these in terms of Fourier series, okay, using MATLAB. So I have found it, so I am telling it that it's zero. But don't think that second harmonic is always zero. No, there are signals where second harmonics may be present. So I am writing as zero. I am not writing, better I plot the third harmonic. So if we plot the third harmonic, you'll see that when the fundamental completes one half cycle, then the third harmonic will complete 3 half cycle because its frequency is 3 times the fundamental. So we'll get 3 half cycle. So half cycle 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this way. So it is 3 times the fundamental frequency. Get my point? So that is our third harmonic. For this particular signal, we don't get any other harmonics. Note that only for this signal, but we get always a high frequency noise, something like a noise. I am writing it xnt. N means a noise signal, not the nth harmonic. No, n does not mean the order of the harmonic. Here n means noise. So the noise is something like. So that is our noise frequency. So that is this, right? Now, if we allow this signal to pass through the filter, we will see that for this filter, there are filters where it will be delayed a little bit. Then what will be our output? Just I plot the output here, okay, to maintain parity just. So our yt will be what? We will get our DC component, okay, something like it will be coming, okay, this way a, that is our y0t, okay. Then our output x1t, it will be what? Corresponding to that, we will get y1t, which is coming, and it will be just a delayed version. Okay, with some gain, obviously, if this frequency is lying within its passband region, then our output will be, say it is multiplied by k into a. Here the input amplitude is multiplied by the gain k. Here also y1 t's will be what? So if its amplitude is something like a1, then we'll get k into a1. Okay, this way. But here you see there is a time delay generated in the filter, that is called TD. The third harmonic also it is generating some time delay will be there. So what we are getting for the third harmonic, it will be y3t. So it will be something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is our third harmonic. So we are getting that particularly. So this is our TD. So some TD is there. Some TD is same TD is there. And the amplitude is what? If that amplitude is A3, then this amplitude will be K into A3. Is multiplied this way. Okay. For noise frequency, there is no noise at all. No noise. So I'm not plotting it because the noise frequency is more than the cutoff frequency of the filter and is completely rejected by the filter. So what we are getting some delayed version of input. Our output is the delayed version of input, and the delay amount for every harmonic component is same, TD, which is caused by the nature of the filter. For some filter, TD may be there. For some other filter, TD is 0. But some TD may be there, that will introduce some delay for all the harmonics by an equal amount. Okay, note that if we want to plot it in terms of angle, phase angle, then what it will be there? Our TD for fundamental, the delay is what? Okay, phase delay will be what? Phase delay is θ1, that is equal to what? Omega 1 into TD, where omega 1 is the fundamental frequency. If we consider θ3 for the third harmonic, how much phase angle is elapsed during a time TD? It will be omega 3 into TD. But omega 3 equal to what? 3 into omega 1 into TD, which is equal to 3 into, okay, we can say that it is 3 into just θ1. Similarly, our theta, if we have other harmonics, then in general it will be θn equal to omega n TD. So it will be n into θ1 this way. So we can say that for any frequency component, for any harmonic component, okay, for any harmonic component, say here n means, better I write it nr, just x nrt. Nr is the noise. So for nth harmonic in general we can write, so for nth harmonic we can say that θn is proportional to what? Sorry, θn is proportional to actually the omega n. It is proportional to omega n. That is, higher the frequency, more will be the phase delay. More will be the phase delay. So it is the order of the harmonic we can write. So in general, what we can say that the phase delay is proportional to the, okay, order of the frequency. It is proportional to the order of the frequency. So in general, we can write our time delay, it is constant, but phase delay θn is proportional to the order of the frequency. Higher is the frequency for a particular component, more will be the phase delay. So it means that for fundamental, if our θ1 is 10 degree, there is a delay of 10 degree. For second harmonic, the delay will be 20 degree. For third harmonic, delay will be 30 degree. For fourth harmonic, delay will be 40 degree. Because our delay is proportional to the order of the frequency for that particular harmonic. So higher is the frequency, more will be the delay, because within a certain time, as frequency is higher, the signal will complete more number of cycles within a certain time. I repeat, within a certain time, the signal will complete more number of cycles as its frequency is higher. Therefore, its phase angle is higher. Phase angle which is completed within a certain time, that will be higher and higher for higher order harmonics, for higher order frequency component. Get my point? So in general, we can write that the phase angle is proportional to the frequency component. Okay. So for this type of filter, okay. So now I go to the next page. So for a filter that introduces a phase delay, okay, introduces a delay in phase angle proportional to the order of the input frequency the corresponding filter is called a linear phase filter. For a linear phase filter, our theta omega phase angle is proportional to the omega order of the frequency. Okay. In that case, all the harmonic components will be, in that case, all the frequency content will undergo equal amount of delay in time, called TD here. So in time, they are just subjected to equal amount of delay TD. So they so you see, so all the frequency content will undergo equal amount of delay in time, called TD here. Clear? So that is the feature of time delay linear phase filter. Since all equal amount of delay is introduced to all the frequency content, the output signal is not distorted. Here, the output signal is not distorted at all. Okay, as all the frequency content are shifted by equal amount in time axis. So they are superposition. Therefore, leads to the generation of same nature of output as that of input. So input pattern and output pattern, they will be same. Okay. So a linear phase filter, okay, allows distortionless transmission of signal. Therefore, a linear phase filter allows distortionless transmission of signal through itself. Now we want to analyze the same thing, okay, in a mathematical plane. Okay. So we can write therefore for, okay, so I write it explanation, mathematical explanation, mathematical interpretation. Mathematical interpretation. So you can write for distortionless transmission of signal through a filter within its passband region. Let the magnitude of the steady state gain of the filter, okay, assuming it to be an ideal low pass. Ideal low pass. B, then what is the magnitude? It is mod of H omega equal to K for our omega in the range of 0 and omega c. This is our relation 1. How we are getting it? From this figure. So mod of H omega is equal to K in that passband region 0 to omega c. When frequency is in that region, cutoff frequency in that. Okay, so that is this thing. And it is 0 elsewhere. It is 0 elsewhere. Yeah. The output of the filter be yt equal to kx t minus td. That is our relation 1, where output is the magnified version of input. Output is the magnified version of input, magnified by the gain k, and output is just the delayed version of input also. So output where, so we can write where xt is the input signal band limited to omega c, means all its frequency content is restricted with the limit of omega c. All its frequency content lies within omega c. So we call it is band limited to omega c. And TD is a constant delay introduced by the filter to the input signal, right? So now we take Fourier transform. So taking Fourier transform of relation 2, we get yg omega equal to k into xg omega, sorry, okay, sorry, k into x j omega e to the power minus j omega td, our relation 3, just Fourier transform. So we know it is the simple, that is the time shift property of Fourier transform. This is the time shift property of Fourier transform, you already know. From relation 3, the steady state transfer function, the steady state transfer function of the filter can be obtained as what? Say H, okay, j omega equal to y j omega by x j omega equal to what? K e to the power minus j omega td. Thus, we can write mod of h omega equal to what? Its magnitude is k. So this is our relation 4, this is our relation 5, and the angular argument is equal to minus omega td, this angle, or we write it theta omega. Let. So it is our relation 6. So it is angle j omega equal to theta omega, which is minus omega td. Okay, so that one. So better I write it separately. So then theta omega equal to minus omega td. This is our relation 6. That is better. So if we now plot these magnitude and phase against frequency, then we get the magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. What it will be, I plot it in the next page. Mod of h omega equal to k and theta omega equal to minus omega td. So this is page number 4. So I plot it. Mod of h omega, it is so this is k and this is our pass band. And if we plot phase spectrum, it is magnitude spectrum or amplitude spectrum. And the phase spectrum is theta omega is equal to minus omega td, omega c. Okay, so its slope is what? Its slope is slope equal to minus td. So this is our pass band. Okay, so it is phase spectrum, it is magnitude spectrum. So we see theta omega is proportional to the frequency omega. Higher is the frequency, more is the phase angle of the filter. So thus, for distortionless transmission, because our yt equal to xt minus td, so the pattern of input and output is same. Only thing is output is the delayed version of input. So for distortionless transmission, phase shift theta omega is lagging and is proportional to the frequency of input within the passband of the filter. Within the passband of the filter. Okay. This characteristic is called linear phase characteristic. Okay, so it is a linear phase filter. The filter is called a linear phase filter because theta omega is proportional to omega. Linear phase filter. Sometimes what happens, the phase shift theta omega does not start from the origin. It starts from some offset value. Then its pattern will be what? If the phase shift theta omega includes any constant offset, say theta n, say theta 0, I should write better, offset value, then what is the pattern? Our theta omega equal to theta 0 minus omega TD. This is our relation 7. And how does the characteristic look? It will be something like it is theta omega versus omega. This way. So up to its omega c, cutoff frequency. Okay. And this is our theta 0. And this slope is same. That is minus TD. Okay, so it is something like that one. So it does not start from 0. Okay. It starts from some offset value. It starts from some offset value. Then what is the steady state gain of the filter? Okay. I write it in the next page. Page number 5. The steady state gain of the filter may be expressed as H omega equal to mod of H omega angle theta omega. Just like the previous one. Or we can write mod of H omega e to the power j theta omega. Or it is k, okay, e to the power j theta omega means it is theta 0 minus omega TD. Or k into e to the power j theta 0. Theta 0 is the offset value, a constant term, into e to the power minus j omega TD. So that we can write it as k dash into e to the power minus j omega TD, where let's see. So it is k dash, which is k dash equal to k into e to the power j theta 0. Okay. It is the complex gain of the filter. You see, because of j, it is the complex gain of the filter. Okay. So it is, I write it, it is H, J omega equal to K dash into e to the power minus j omega t d. It is relation 8. Okay. So taking this K dash is constant, obviously, but it is a complex gain. So taking inverse Fourier transform of relation 8 yt equal to K dash x t minus td. This is relation 9. Okay, just from that we are getting this. So you see, output is the delayed version of input, but the pattern remains same. The pattern of output and input is exactly same. Only thing is output is the delayed version of input. Thus, distortionless transmission is possible with a linear phase characteristic with offset. So our linear phase characteristic may start from 0 or it may start with some offset value. But in both the cases, the filter offers distortionless transmission of signal. Filter offers distortionless transmission of signal. Now, whether a filter is distortionless or not, and whether we are getting a real gain or complex gain of the filter, to know all such things, we need to quantify these features. We need to quantify these features. How to quantify? One such thing is phase delay of a filter. What is that? So the phase delay of a filter is defined as tau p omega, one term we are introducing now, equal to minus theta omega by omega. That is the phase angle at a certain frequency omega divided by that particular frequency. So theta omega by omega. Now, for a linear phase filter, okay, with real gain means some gain k actually. Our theta omega is what? Minus omega td. So thus, our tau p omega is what? It is equal to minus of minus omega td by omega equal to td. This is constant. This is constant. So for a distortionless transmission of a signal, the filter, a linear phase filter is there whose gain is real. For that, its phase delay will be constant. Okay. Now, what's about the linear phase filter with offset? I write it in the next page. So our theta omega equal to now theta 0 equal to minus theta 0 minus omega td. So page number 6. So this is page number 5. Okay, 6. Now, for a linear phase filter, with offset in its phase characteristic, what is that? Theta omega equal to theta 0 minus omega TD. So thus tau p omega equal to minus theta omega is theta 0 minus omega TD by omega, or minus theta 0 by omega plus TD. This is not constant. So this is not a constant quantity. Okay. Now we introduce one more thing. Group delay. The previous one was phase delay, now group delay of a filter. The group delay of a filter is defined as tau g omega equal to minus d theta omega d omega, rate of change of phase with respect to frequency. This is relation 11. So now for a linear phase filter, with real gain theta omega equal to minus omega TD. So here also you can write now for a linear phase filter with offset in its phase characteristic, that is, okay, with complex gain, I should write in the previous case. So here it is that one. Theta omega equal to minus omega TD. So thus tau g omega equal to minus derivative theta omega is what? Minus omega TD, which is equal to TD, a constant quantity. For a linear phase filter with complex gain, that is offset, with offset in its phase characteristic. Okay, we write theta omega equal to theta 0 minus omega TD. Thus, our TG omega equal to minus derivative with respect to omega, theta 0 minus omega TD, equal to what? Just TD, constant. So what is the summary? For a group delay, it is constant for both the gain, real gain or complex gain. So we can say, therefore, okay, for a filter with constant group delay, in the passband region, in the passband, the filter is a linear phase one, or it's a linear phase filter. Okay,
একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে,
বলো।
বলছি যে এই যে প্রথম কেসটাই হলো না, যে প্রথম কেসটায় কমপ্লেক্স গেইন ছিল না কোয়ান্টিটিটা?
ফার্স্ট কেসে কনস্ট্যান্ট, ফার্স্ট কেসে কি বলছো আরেকবার বলো।
ফার্স্ট কেসে কি কমপ্লেক্স গেন হবে না, যখন থিটা ওমেগাটা মাইনাস ওমেগা টিডি?
কোথায় বলছো, গ্রুপ ডিলেতে বলছো না ফেজ ডিলেতে বলছো?
না, আপনি যে বললেন না যে লিনিয়ার ফেজ ফিল্টার উইথ রিয়েল গেনে থিটা ওমেগাটা মাইনাস ওমেগা টিডি হচ্ছে,
হ্যাঁ,
তো ওখানে রিয়েল গেন হবে না কমপ্লেক্স গেন হবে?
দাঁড়াও 1 মিনিট, কি লিখেছি দেখি, আমি ভুল লিখেছি কিছু দেখছি।
না, আমার
ফর লিনিয়ার
কনফিউশন।
ফেজ ফিল্টার উইথ রিয়েল গেইন কে, যখন রিয়েল গেইন কে তখন তো আমার থিটা জিরো থাকবে না, শুধু মাইনাস ওমেগা টিডি, তাই না? এটা তো আমি আগে দেখালাম, তখন শুধু কে ইন্টু টু দি পাওয়ার জে মাইনাস ওমেগা টিডি হবে, এটা রিয়েল।
ও
আর
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
যখনই এই যে একটু আগে দেখালাম যেটা এই যে কে,
হ্যাঁ
এটা
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
হচ্ছে
ওটা বুঝতে
রিয়েল গেইন।
পেরেছি। হ্যাঁ স্যার, ওটা বুঝতে পেরেছি। আপনি তখন ওইটাকে কনসিডার করা হচ্ছিল না,
হ্যাঁ,
ওইটাকে
এবার
কনসিডার করি।
তখন রিয়েল গেইন যখনই হবে এবং থিটা ওমেগার নেচারটা এরকম হবে, তখনই তুমি বুঝতে পারবে যে ওটা একটা লিনিয়ার ফেজ ফিল্টার উইথ রিয়েল গেইন কে। এবং বোঝার আরেকটা উপায় হচ্ছে ফেজ ডিলেটা কনস্ট্যান্ট হবে, গ্রুপ ডিলে তো কনস্ট্যান্ট হবেই লিনিয়ার ফেজ ফিল্টারের জন্য, যে কোনো ধরনের লিনিয়ার ফেজ ফিল্টারের জন্য গ্রুপ ডিলেটা কনস্ট্যান্ট। গ্রুপ ডিলে ইজ কনস্ট্যান্ট ফর এনি টাইপ অফ linear phase filter, whether it's having real gain or complex gain. So group delay will be always constant, but phase delay is not constant always. For real gain, phase delay will be constant. For complex gain, phase delay is not constant. For real gain, phase delay constant, but for complex gain, phase delay is not constant. But group delay is constant for all the types of linear phase filters. Clear?
ওকে স্যার। ওকে স্যার।
So just I want to solve a problem. আমরা প্রবলেম সলভ করেই ছেড়ে দেবো, আমার ডিপার্টমেন্টে যেতে হবে একটু। So it's page number 7. So let's see one problem. Actually, I'm giving you, it's a gate problem actually. The problem, it's a gate problem actually. I write the problem. The system under consideration is an RC low pass filter with R equal to 1K and C equal to 1 microfarad. Now let HF denotes the frequency response of the, so it's a RC low pass filter, we write it, it's RC LPF, of the RC LPF. So HF denotes the frequency response of the RC LPF. Let F1 be the highest frequency such that F mod of F in between 0 and F1, mod of H F1 by H0 greater than equal to 0.95. Then F1 in hertz is, now option A 327.8, B 163.9, C 52.2 and D 104.4. That is so one problem A. There is a linked problem. What is that? Let TGF be the group delay function of the given RC LPF. and F2 equal to 100 hertz. Then TGF2 in millisecond is, okay, TGF2 in millisecond is option A 0.717, B 7.17, C 71.7, and D 4.505. So this problem came in GATE probably 2003. You can check it. And this type of problem came repeatedly also. It is GATE 2003 for EC, electronics and communication engineering. For electrical also same type of problems came repeatedly later. First, see how to get a RC low pass filter. The structure of the RC low pass filter is something like, how do you know that it will be the structure? Very simple. The thing is that we know the reactance of the capacitor is 1 by omega c. So at high frequency, 1 by omega c tends to 0. So it will act as a short. So output will be shorted. So output voltage will fall at high frequency. But at low frequency, 1 by omega c is quite large. Reactance is large. So it will act like an open circuit, or it will offer a very high impedance or reactance. So our output will remain practically open. So input voltage will be available at the output. So low voltage will be available at the output, but high voltage will be blocked. The low frequency input will be available at the output, but the high frequency component will be absorbed by the capacitor. Capacitor will offer short circuit for high frequency component, so it will circulate throughout this, and no voltage will be available at the output for high frequency component. So effectively it is a RC low pass filter. So R equal to 1K and C equal to 1 microfarad. So if we take Laplace transform, we will get VOS is equal to VIS divided by R plus 1 by CS. It is 1 by CS and R into 1 by CS. So from that we get, okay, HS, the transfer function equal to VOS by VIS equal to what? 1 by RCS plus 1. So after simplification we get it. Now what is our RC? Now our RC equal to 1 into 10 to the power 3 and C is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6. So it is 10 to the power minus 3. Second, time constant. Therefore our HS is what? 1 by 10 to the power minus 3 second plus 1. We put RC value here. Not second. 10 to the power minus 3 S. S means it is this, the Laplace transform variable. Or it is, we can write 10 to the power 3 by S plus 10 to the power 3. This one. Clear? So I write it in the next page now. So page number 8. So our HS, I write it again, 10 to the power 3 by S plus 10 to the power 3. Okay. So what is our H? J omega? 10 to the power 3 by J omega plus 10 to the power 3. Clear? Now we take mod of H omega. So it is 10 to the power 3 by square root of omega square plus 10 to the power 6. So what is our H0? H0 is mod of Hj0. That is the zero frequency component. So you put omega equal to 0, so it will be ultimately 1. H0. So what is mod of Hj j omega by h0. You just, since it is 1, so ultimately it will be the same. 10 to the power 3 by omega square plus 10 to the power 6. Note that if we plot the filter characteristic mod of h omega versus omega, it will be something like a low pass filter. So that is one. So this is our H0. Our H0 equal to 1. That is the zero frequency term. Okay. And some frequency F1, as per our problem, F1 is the highest frequency such that the gain of the filter is within 0.95. Here we have found that H0 is 1. So gain of the filter is greater than equal to 0.95. So it means we are getting some omega 1 equal to 2 pi into F1, where gain of the filter is 0.95. So we can write that mod of H omega n by 1, mod of H omega 1 by H0 is greater than equal to 0.95. Okay. Or we can write mod of HF1, okay, by H0, which is actually HF1 here by H0 greater than equal to 0.95. That is the magnitude point. So either it is 0.95 or more than this in that particular passband region. So substituting the limiting value, omega 1, what we get? We get our H j omega 1 mod of this by H0 equal to 0.95, or it is equal to what? You put omega 1. So 10 to the power 3 by square root of omega 1 square plus 10 to the power 6 equal to 0.95. So after solving, okay, we'll get F1, which is equal to omega 1 by 2 pi. So you just solve it. It's a quadratic equation. After solving, you will get F1 equal to 52.2 hertz. So which option? Our option C, this option. So this is the, so option C. Option C is correct. Now our next problem, next part of the problem. Clear? So this is the highest frequency where gain of the fall does not fall below 0.95. Next is B. Now our H j omega equal to 10 to the power 3 by j omega plus 10 to the power 3. So what is our theta omega? It is equal to phase tan inverse, okay, minus tan inverse omega by 10 to the power 3. That is the phase angle. So our group delay Tg omega is equal to minus d theta omega d omega equal to tan inverse omega by 10 to the power 3. So if we differentiate it, we will get, okay, sorry, there is a no minus sign here because theta omega itself is containing plus. So it is 1 by, after the derivative, omega square by 10 to the power 6 plus 1 into 1 by 10 to the power 3. So after simplifying, we get 1 by omega square by 10 to the power 3 plus 10 to the power 3. This way. So what is our Tg? Now it is omega means it is 2 pi into 100. So because why? Because you see, as per our problem, f2 equal to 100 hertz. So 2 pi into 100 is the frequency. So you see our f2 equal to 100 hertz. So omega 2 equal to 2 pi f2. So that is this one. You put here. So 1 by 2 pi into 100, okay, square by 10 to the power 3 plus 10 to the power 3. So after simplification, you will get 7.17 into 10 to the power minus 3 second, or 7.17 millisecond. So our correct option is what? 7.1. So option B is correct. So it is correct option is so that's the solution to the problem. Clear? Any question till now? Up to this, no question. Okay, so now I leave. Okay.